Hi everyone, welcome to video number 2 of Revit for the MEP Professional Series. This is Steve with the MEP Master Channel, and today we're going to learn about drawing piping. And I like to go through this because it allows us to use some of our basic tools, such as trim, extend, and such as. If you're familiar with AutoCAD, then you'll kind of get the idea of some of these tools. So for right now, I'm just gonna start a new project, and then we'll go to the mechanical template just for fun, but it doesn't really make a difference. So when you start a new project, you'll most likely end up with this page, and basically these symbols here are your elevation markers. Obviously, since we don't have anything in the project, these views won't show anything. As you can see, there's nothing here. But I just wanted to start. We can start drawing piping, and we can take a look at it in 3D and get an idea. What I might want to do right now is I'm just going to draw a floor, just so you can see the elevation of the piping and it won't be just a plain white background. So I'm just going to draw a floor, just an arbitrary size. Basically, it's pretty straightforward how you draw this. You can get the different tools here to draw whatever shape of floor you want. And if you hover over these different tools here, it'll tell you kind of what each tool does. I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm just going to complete this. Up in the top here in our quick access toolbar, you can see this default 3D view button. I'm just going to click it so you can see kind of what this floor looks like right now. And it's just basic floor. The size we drew, nothing special. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to our plan view here, as you can see over here. And I'm going to go to the Systems tab. Now this is where all your mechanical tools will be, so your duct and stuff. I went through that in the first video, but up in the top here we have what is that, 6 tools for drawing piping, and these two are pretty similar, and I'll go through the difference between the pipe and the pipe placeholder. The first one I'm just going to draw. Basically, to draw pipe, all you need to do is click in one place and click to another. And there's our pipe. Now you might be thinking, Revit is a 3D program. This pipe should be in 3D. And you'd be correct in asking that. This pipe is in 3D, but why is it only showing up as a line? Well, the reason that is because right now we have our detail level as medium. Now with detail level, with the default template, the medium detail level will only show piping as a single line. So to get it in the double line, we have to go to the fine. And as you can see, it's fine. It's a double line now. Now we can click on that pipe. It has an elevation about 9 feet off that floor. I think it should be. It's not letting me select because I don't have this underlay elements on. I'll select that too. This floor is at 0. This pipe's at 9 feet. Go to the default 3D view, and as you can see, the the pipe is back to a single line. I'm just going to go define to see, to give you an idea what it looks like now. Pretty cool. Our pipe's in 3D. I'm just going to tile this so we can see this side by side. So when we click the pipe in our properties tab, we can get the offset at it's at currently. I can change this, go 5 feet, the pipe drops down. I can go 12 feet, and the pipe goes up. But it disappeared over here. Why is that? Why is that happening? Well, the reason for that is our view range. Now under here, when we have the floor plan selected, you'll see this parameter here called view range. Now, if we edit this, you can see we get a bunch of options for setting the view range. We have the view depth, bottom, cut plane, and top. So right now, our view depth is at 0, which is our floor level. Our bottom's also at 0, which is our floor level. Our cut plane is at 4 feet. And our top level is at level 2. So what that means, I'm just going to set this for now to that. Maybe not. Maybe I'll show you why. Let's draw a section here. Oops. I just pressed escape to cancel that command. So I'm going to draw a section, basically the same way we drew a pipe. I'm going to drag it down here, extend it to the other side of this floor. Now when I open up the section, you'll see we have the 2 levels. Well, the reason our pipe wasn't showing up is it's sitting here above level 2, which is 10 feet above level 1. Now, when we go to our view range, go back here, we can see level above, our top parameter is at level above level 2, and with a 0 offset. So that means it's sitting at the 10 feet. Our pipe is at 12 feet. We can't see this. I'm going to show you a picture here. And basically this is kind of what you're getting with the view range. So this is your view depth down here. And this will show all architectural and structural elements below this. This is your bottom level. Any mechanical elements below the bottom will not show up. Only architectural and structural elements will show up in your view depth. I think that's why they have it highlighted here. I got this picture off of Google, so I'm not entirely sure what these keynotes are, but this right here is your cut plane. So this is the area from where you'd be looking down if this is a plan view. The reflected ceiling plans are a little bit different when it comes to view range, and it can be kind of confusing because they're kind of backwards. But this picture here applies to plan views. So yeah, this is the area where you're looking down, and you'll get all elements between here and here showing up, and the cut pattern will be right on this line. So if you have any hatching in these walls, anything below that, like this wall, won't show up because there's a window above it. So what I mean, in your 2D walls in plan view, it'll show this window. It won't show like a solid wall. And that's typically what you want. I think typically we set this around metric is 1200 millimeters. I guess that would be, I don't know, 5 feet, 4 feet or so. Maybe 5 feet in imperial. I'm used to working in metric because I'm up here in north of the 49th parallel in Canada. So I'm used to working in metric. This up here is your top view. So any mechanical elements above here, above your cut plane, won't show, I believe. I'll have to confirm that. Maybe, I think they do actually. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Any architectural elements such as windows and doors and stuff, they won't show up if they're above this cut plane. So if you have like a clear story right here or something, it won't show up. You won't be able to see it on the plan view. Anyways, so let's go back to our drawing. Let's set this for 13 feet. As you can see, our mechanical element did show up. So anything between the top view and the cut plane, if it's mechanical or electrical, will show up. So when we click on this pipe, we're getting, I showed you the offset or elevation, whatever you want to call it. This is from this reference. We can change it to be level 2, and then you'll get that 2 feet offset. If we go back to 1, you'll go back to that 12-foot offset. I'm going to change this back to, I don't know, I think we're at 9 feet before, but I'll change it back to 6 feet. And then I'll adjust that, I'll adjust that view range back down to 0, level 2. Now, we have this pipe. We can change its diameter just by dropping this down, changing it. We can make it as big as we want, so 12-inch pipe, or as small as we want, 1/4-inch pipe. Very tiny, tiny pipe. I'm going to change it to 1 inch. Just an arbitrary number. No real reason. I'm going to draw another pipe. We'll make this 6 feet. I'll make that 1 inch again. I'm going to draw it like that. I'm going to close this section for now. As you can see, now we have 2 1-inch pipes. I press escape to cancel the pipe command again. Now, what can we do with this? How do we go about connecting these pipes? Well, one thing you can do is you can just, there's these grips at the end of the pipes. We can just click and drag them, like here. As you can see, this pipe is now connected. It's doing some, has a weird space. And if you click the pipe and you use your rotate, it'll rotate around that selected area, selected pipe. I'm not sure why that's showing up like that. Strange. I'm going to change the scale to give this a little bit better It's a little too thick right now. Let's make this, where's the 1/16 scale? Right here. I didn't change it at all. 1/32. Oh, I'm going the wrong way here. Let's make it 1 foot. 1 inch. Yeah, for some reason this didn't connect properly. I'm just gonna drag it to the endpoint here, connect it properly. I'm not sure why that didn't connect properly. I just changed the scale as well on here so we can get a better idea. So when I connected that pipe together, it created a fitting for us. This is a T, obviously, as you can see. Not pretty easy. Let's try that again. I'm gonna copy this over. I'm gonna do the same thing again. Perfect. That one worked. And we can start dragging these too if we need to move them. Just click and drag, or we can use the move command. Just you can highlight it. You can click once and then drag it as far as you want, or you can type it in. I'm gonna do 3 feet. Just like that. Another way we can copy this over is if maybe we have another pipe that we know is about 6 inches over. Well, we can use this offset button. And we just click it. It comes up with this offset. This is where you enter in how far you want to offset. So I'm going to do 6 inches. And then as you can see, it gives us, if we hover over here, I can switch the sides just by moving past the center of the pipe. I'm going to go here. And it makes an exact copy. So this one is actually it's actually into the pipe because it accounted for the fitting. And as you can see, this side is the same length. So this is just a normal pipe. We can connect it into this again, or I'm just gonna Control Z to undo. I'm gonna drag this back a little, and I'm gonna show you another command that we can use. So we have this trim extend single element command, and basically this is for extending the pipe or ducts or anything else we want to extend that is extendable. You can try this out on many things, mostly annotation. You won't be able to use this on unless it's like detail lines, but I'll get to annotation a little bit later in another video. So if we click on this, it's gonna ask at the bottom, it's gonna say select a reference as the trim extend boundary. So I want to extend this pipe into this pipe. So my reference, I'm gonna go to the edge here, and then it says select a line or wall you want to trim extend. Well, I want to extend this pipe, so I'm going to click on it. And as you can see, it did the same thing as when we drew it. Created its own fitting, and as you can see, it's now connected. We can draw this. We can also move this, and all the fittings will move as well. So those are some commands we can use, but say, what if you have like a whole bunch of pipes? I'm just gonna draw a whole bunch here using that offset command that we saw earlier. I'm gonna drag these back. Also, another thing is when you can align things, it'll come up with the guidelines for certain elements, like the ends or midpoints and stuff. You can see we can start aligning these things. So what if you have like a whole bunch of pipes? Well, I can use this command. Sure, no problem. Oops, went too far. There's also a better command. We can use this one. Basically, you select one reference and then you can click it on anything without having to click and select and click and select. You can click and select all of these in one command. It makes it a little bit faster. Not by much. They're practically the same. Now say you want this pipe and this pipe to connect in a 90-degree elbow. I'm just gonna show you an easy way. I'm just gonna drag this back like we did before. Under these fittings, sometimes they have these little minus or pluses, and this minus will just get rid of this fitting, make it a pipe again. Now I want these at an elbow. I could drag this one all the way back, drag this one to the end, and have it connect. But an easy way to do this is to use this trim or extend the corner command. So basically this works the same way as the commands we were using before. So I just select this pipe and this one, and that creates an elbow. But you got to be careful when you're doing that, because where you click on this point matters into what direction it trims it. Before I clicked here and then there, but if I click back here and there, you can see it creates the elbow the other way. So where you click on this pipe matters. Another command we can use is this rotate command, and it works pretty similar to how it sounds. When we click it, we can click any point in here as our center, or we can click this and define a center point. Exactly. I'm just going to click this. It's an arbitrary point. I think it selected this pipe because it was already selected and it went to its own center. So I can just rotate this around however I want. Click again and you get the rotated pipe. Pretty simple. If I wanted this rotated around a certain point, I have to click this button first. Oh, you have to select your object first, I guess. I have to place this center where I wanted it, and then I can rotate this pipe. You have to click it once, and then you get the preview of where that goes. You can also type it in. If I want it 180 degrees, went 180 degrees around that point. Pretty easy. Another command we can use is the ray is good for like it shows in this picture. It's not, I don't think I use it often or any. It takes a lot of memory for your computer when you do it like this, and the Revit file size also grows. So it's not really useful for mechanical purposes. Like they show in this preview here, it's mostly useful for architectural. The split elements, pretty useful if you want to split these pipes. It's pretty straightforward. It gives you kind of like this razor blade, and you just click it and it splits the pipe for you. What it does add is it'll add a transition or union in between, coupling they call it. So if you wanted these pipes truly split, you have to kind of drag them, delete this, then you get two different pipes. To join them again, you can use the trim command, which I like, and it joins the pipe back again. One command that I do really like, I'm just staggering these so you guys can get an idea of what this command does, is the align tool. Basically what that does, this button up here, is you have to select your reference first. So I want to align all these pipes back to the end of this one. So I'm going to select this. You get this kind of grid line plane area, and you can start to click on these, on the ends, and it aligns the ends together. I'm going to do it again. If you click on it and hold control, you can do more than one. It's very useful if you have a bunch of pipes that aren't quite lining up and you want to kind of line them all together. One thing you can do with the line tool is, say I have this pipe like this, and it's a little, I'm going to exaggerate a little, but it's a little not straight, let's say. And I want this pipe straight again. I forgot to change this. I'm just going to change this so it won't pop up again. You might want to, because it'll keep on popping up every half hour or so. So I'm going to set it like this. So line tool. So I select my reference. Now I want this pipe straight, so I select the midpoint in there, and look what it did. The pipe is straight again. Easy. Now, one thing I was going to show you is the difference between the pipe and the pipe placeholder. Now, if I click the pipe placeholder, we have the same parameters, same type and everything. This is just the default type that we're using. I'm going to draw it like normal. Oh, what the heck? We're in our find view. We drew a pipe, but why is it only single line? Well, that's pretty much what the pipe placeholder is just a single line with, it has a kind of arbitrary size, not arbitrary, but I guess preliminary. And you can see, even in 3D view, it's just a single line. And this is good for, like I said, preliminary stuff. I'm going to draw another one. If you want the fitting, I guess I better show you this first. You can draw pipe on pipe to create a fitting beforehand. You don't have to draw it and then drag it together. So if you just draw it starting on another pipe, it creates a fitting for you. So if I try that we're in the placeholder, you can see there's no fitting here. It's just two lines connected. And it is connected because you can see it moves. That's a little strange. Oh, that's just a preview. Wasn't quite working properly, but it extends and shortens as you move this pipe. So it is connected. It's just the placeholders don't have fittings. And that's kind of useful too. And I'll show you why. If we draw a pipe like this, if we go, I'm going to draw it at 4 feet. If we start doing elevation differences, you can see it created a drop for us and the vertical pipe. I just did it like we did the other one with the elevation change. Sometimes if there's not enough room to put this drop and this elbow in, it'll pop up with an error. Then you'll have to play around with your elevations a little bit. But I was talking about the placeholders, but these are useful because sometimes, let's say if we get we want to go back to 6 feet. Oh, we can't do that. It gives us an error. That's because there's not enough room to put this drop and this pipe in. So you can delete the elements and you can do all that. But if you're doing preliminary stuff and you, let's say, do the same thing with the placeholder, you say, oh, well, I want this to be 6 feet now. It'll give you the error when you delete the element. When you delete the element, you don't have to delete the fittings with it. You can just connect this back again. And it's now connected. Pretty easy. Like I said, this is useful for preliminary. But you may be thinking, wow, that's good and well and all, but what if I want real pipe? Well, there's a solution to that. You can click it and convert it. Now you get real pipe, and it just popped up with the error saying it has output connection. That's because this is a placeholder and that's a pipe. What we can do if we want to convert all of them is if we hover over this pipe, press tab, it'll select our entire branch. And now we can convert it, and it'll convert everything and put in the proper fittings. So we got another command here, this parallel pipe command, and pretty much does exactly what you think it does. It'll pop up with a horizontal number. So if we want to draw 4 horizontal pipes, maybe 2 rows of them, let's just do everything at 6 inches apart. Can start. Oh, you have to draw the pipe first. I forgot. I don't use this command very often. It's probably useful, but it kind of works like the offset. So you can just click. I don't know. Maybe I'll click here. And now it gave us, as you can see, one above. I wonder if you can change it to below. But it gave us our four parallel pipes. It gave us 3 additional ones plus 4 additional ones above. So I don't use that much, but it's pretty, I guess it's pretty useful. And I'm just gonna draw like a, maybe like a kind of a pipe route that you might see. And these 2 commands, these the offset and the parallel pipe, they're pretty useful if you want to add like another parallel or another pipe that runs like in the same area. Say this is like a supply pipe and you want to add a return or something to that extent. We can just start clicking and it'll start creating fittings for us. It'll trim it down. You kind of have to do this in order. If you go skipping, it won't trim. And I'll show you that right here. So if I click this one and this one and this one, it missed trimming that one. So you kind of have to go in order to get a connected pipe. But I think, and I'm not too sure, but I think you can do the same for this parallel pipe. So if I click it, oh, that's too bad. I thought it would work, but it doesn't. So you have to go back and trim these all. I wonder if there's a better way. I wonder if I select this whole thing. Parallel pipe. If you tab over, it'll give you the option, and you can select the whole run and do the parallel pipe that way. That's actually pretty useful, and I kind of just found that out right now. So yeah, there's that. What else do we got here? This pipe fittings, if you click on it, it'll just give you access to all the fittings we have loaded. So all your elbows and T's and everything. You can put these in manually. So if I wanted a T somewhere, I can just select it, then click on the pipe, and it'll add it in, and it's connected like we were before. Pipe accessory. I don't have any loaded. Let's see if we can find some. This is the Revit standard families that come with the program. So I'm just gonna go to mechanical, MEP, so water side component. Actually, it's probably not in there. It's in general. Where is this? It might be. Oh, sorry. It's in plumbing. MEP. Equipment. Fixtures. Oh, I'm wrong again. Where is this? Maybe it's in pipe. Ah, there we go. Accessories. I'm just gonna add. Wow. I'll give you. I thought there was valves. Oh, valves are here. I'm gonna add just maybe a ball valve. 2 to 6 inch. We're at 1 inch, so this will work fine. Well, actually, it's a little big for it, but you can get the idea. If I just click it, it'll add it in like normal. You can see it's connected. I can also click on these. I can rotate them by clicking these little tool things that pop up, we can start rotating. This is a flip. It'll flip it. So it kind of flips and rotates. I wouldn't mind if it just flipped this handle on the other side, but well, it is what it is. Yeah. Also have this flex pipe. Flex pipe's kind of weird. It's kind of just like hatching. So I forgot to set the size, but if we select this at 1 inch, you can kind of see. It's a little strange. You can click it and click it again. You can make all these wacky lines with it. You can kind of see it in 3D. It's a little strange. It kind of does whatever it wants. I don't use it that often, but I mean, you can use it if you're putting like flex pipe between your pumps in your like basket strainers and or suction diffusers or something like that. Sometimes you see that in real life, so if you want to show that you can certainly put it in. I think that's probably all for this video. It's getting a little bit long, so we'll cut it short there. I think the next video will be on ducts, and we'll go over ducts and pretty much do the same thing. I won't go over too many of the tools, but I'll just show you pretty much anything that applies to pipe will apply to ducts. There's a couple other things like elevation changes that might be a little bit different, and we'll go over that when we get there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.